Hi everyone, I am Dr. Strickland and I will be your professor for General Psychology Spring 2019. So want to make this little introduction video not only to give you information about myself as your professor, but also about the mechanics of getting started in this class. This course is 100% online. I have some students that will text me and ask me, do I need to come in for quizzes? Do I need to stop by and see you? No, everything will be online. Everything that you do in the class will be 100% online. Now that you're watching this video, apparently you have successfully made it onto Blackboard, but just check through the week to make sure all your classes are there. This program started last summer. I was fortunate enough to be in the kind of the beta testing group to kind of work out any of the kinks. I had got feedback from students that gave me some really good advice, what they thought was the most appropriate way to kind of get information to them, and so I've taken that advice in and I've tried to work it out to where it's easy for you. Fall semester, again, worked out a few other areas that I thought maybe it would improve on as far as, again, that information to you. So I think now I've got everything ready to go. So what you need to do, first thing, is to see that I have folders for each area. The very first folder that you see is a syllabus. This is very important. Make sure that this week that you either download a copy, print out a copy, just have that available. Everything that you need as far as information, not only about this course, but information about the college, is found within that syllabus. And what is nice too, which I do, is I also put a class schedule, because I know how students are. They want to know each week what is due and what they're doing. So I have week by week on what is due. The other information that you need is Welcome to Northwest Florida. That was put up by LTAC. That gives you basic information if you're looking for tutoring, if you're looking for certain services. That information is there for you. Also, Welcome to Psychology. Again, you're looking at the introduction video, have communication, have some other documents. The most important area is the homepage. That is where you're going to find all of the course material needed to complete this general psychology course. You will see with each of those folders, I have a news week, I do have critical thinking exercises, I'll get over that in a second. And then that's where you'll look at your quizzes, when we do quizzes, and also discussion questions. So when you look at each of those folders, make sure each week that you open up the news weekly update. Now, I got some information and some feedback last semester from some of my students, because I think third or the fourth weekend, instead of typing out all that information, I just started doing the videos. And they came into class and they go, oh, we love that. We love to get that information from you. It's like you're talking to us. We understand it. Keep doing the video. So I'm going to start from the very beginning doing weekly updates and doing the videos. And what I will probably do is, of course, go over the assignments that are due or whatever that you're working on, but also to just quickly cover information that I want you to know. Are we talking about Freud? Are we talking about dreams? Are we talking about serial killers? So just basic information about theories, concepts, ideas that are along the field of general psychology. I think you're really, really going to like this class. We cover just so much in the world of psych. So I will do the weekly updates, giving you that information, letting you know what's due, letting you know what's open, quizzes, all that kind of stuff. So just make sure that you check that each week. I consider a Monday the beginning of the week, Sunday the end, especially for you online students. I know many of you work during the week and you need that weekend to kind of catch up. I'm the same way. Within that syllabus, just to let you know, I do have my number, and I found out that if I can know what the problem is, I can get it rectified and get it done. It's easier than just emailing. I know emailing is our standard communication, but many students would say there's a problem. They would text me and say something's locked out, there's a problem. It's just easier for me to know the situation, so I do have that for you as well. The critical thinking exercises, we'll get into that once the classes are closed. The first week is drop and add. There's a lot of students still trying to get into classes. Some people are registering today, right now. And so I usually don't have anything done until after that week is over. So next Wednesday will be the last day of drop and add, and after that we'll start getting into it. Once it's done, I'll explain the critical thinking exercises a little bit more. Don't text me right away asking me about those. Just wait till the class is officially closed, and I will make a video explaining about the critical thinking exercises. I really do try to think of questions in these exercises that relate to whatever we're talking about, whatever subjects. Even if it's a question about dreams, it's a question about how you learn. If it's Pavlov, some of these theories you already know what I'm talking about. How could you relate and understand that information more? And if somebody asked you that information, could you explain that to them? So we're going to get into a lot of neat topics in the field of psychology. I think that you'll really be interested, I hope, in all of them. I think memory is a good topic. When you think about college, it is a measure of your memory, so there's some real good information. And the critical thinking exercises are questions that a lot of times students ask me in class, and I think, that would be a really good question for my online students. So I think that will help you to take whatever you're reading and whatever we're talking about and to kind of formulate your own translation of that information from psych. So that is something I hope with the exercises that you can take with you, that information, once the class is closed. We'll get into quizzes later. Again, I'll make a video on that explaining everything. I'll have a discussion question up after classes are closed. We do take attendance checks here, so I just need to make sure that you're participating in the class. So I'll have a discussion question again. I'll let you know. So what is important this first week? Get a copy of the book. Now, some students who already have my number had already texted me wanting to know the book, and so I actually have it here. Now, this is what mine looks like. Again, it's the instructor copy, but this is the 4th edition. Make sure you have the 4th edition. This book has been out for several semesters, so I know that you guys know where to pick up textbooks. Now, some of you are on financial aid, Bright Futures, vets have a stipend for books. We do have the ebook card in the bookstore, and so you can go to the bookstore to get the ebook. A lot of you like the ebook. You can download it on your tablet. You can pull it up wherever you want. If you're sitting on traffic, 98, you have the ebook there. I'm more old school. I need to have a copy so I can make pictures and draw things in it. But just make sure you have a copy. It's good information. You'll need that to review and study for the quizzes. So just make sure you have that copy, by the 2nd week. So I'm excited to have you in general psychology. General psychology falls under our general education requirement under behavioral social science, and you'll see that it has a little asterisk on the side. It's actually a core course. So this is a course that counts towards your 36 hours in general education. But let me further that. A lot of bachelor's degrees are now requiring general psychology. I've had a lot of students who already have their degrees come back and take my general psych class because they needed it for the degree program that they were going into. So not only are you taking it as a core course, which is needed for the 36 hours, this may be a class that you need for your bachelor's degree someday. So guess what? You got it out of the way. So I'm excited that you're taking this class. We'll get into it a little bit more. Again, I'll make the videos each week, and excited to have you in general psychology. Now, a little bit about myself, and then I'll end the video. My background is in psych. I have several degrees in psychology. I have 2 degrees in education. I have my specialty in clinical and counseling psychology, so I've done practicums, internships in psychiatric hospitals, so I can bring in that practical experience, especially when we talk about mental disorders. I am a former marine mammal trainer. I trained dolphins and killer whales for close to 20 years. So I have a lot of animal experience. I also worked at Miami Metro Zoo, where I trained many primates, large animals, rhinos, elephants, all of that. So what's interesting about the psychology is we use a lot of animal models to help us understand how people think and how they behave. In fact, when I was training dolphins are so intelligent and have abstract thinking. So you think about, okay, we know humans have abstract thinking. How many other animals have that ability as well? So I will bring in some of the animal models and the practical experience into some of the topics that we discuss. If you are interested in working with animals, if you have some interest, and definitely during the semester, we can talk. Maybe you can come into my office and we can sit down and you can kind of tell me, what areas of interest that you have with animals in that particular aspect. If you're interested in the mental health side of it, I can definitely help you there. Social work, psychotherapy, and even in criminal justice. I've taught students in abnormal psychology. I teach abnormal psych, and many of those students need abnormal psychology to go on as far as their bachelor's degree. So great topics have a lot of practical experience, and I'm excited to have all of you in class. So just get the book. Get the book this week, and then we'll get started next week when drop-in ad is over. All right, guys, bye.